Hi, this is Mike from Stagecoach Road Vintage Sewing Machine, and this is your brother sewing machine. She's looking and running and sewing just great. But before we pack her up to ship her out, we're going to do one final test. And in this test, we're going to go over the basic controls and how to operate the machine. So if you have come here from somewhere else on the internet and somehow found a link to this video, we are Stagecoach Road Vintage Sewing Machine. We've been doing this for 20 some years, and we've restored well over 1,000 worthy machines, and we're good at it. But if you have a brother machine or an Atlas that's the same configuration, this video will show you how to work all the various controls. So here we go. We're going to start by winding a bobbin, and you'll find your bobbin in the bobbin case below the slide plate here. There's a little latch on the side of the bobbin case. If you pull out that latch, you probably have smaller hands than mine. Make sure your needle's up out of there. That'll keep it from coming out. My hands are just a little bit big from this. Too many years of swinging a hammer, and working a jackhammer, and all the other various things I've done. Let's see, let me wrap it around here. There we go. Okay, you'll find your bobbin in the bobbin case, and as long as you're holding that little latch, your bobbin's not going to drop out while you're moving it. So release the latch and your bobbin will drop out. And there's already some thread on here, but we're going to pull that off and put some fresh thread on for our demonstration. Fresh bobbin. There's a little notch in the side of the bobbin on both sides. It corresponds to a little keeper on the bobbin winder. So make sure when you put it on the bobbin winder that you turn it until that little keeper goes into the slot. Now, let's see. To wind the bobbin, you put your spool on the spool pin, go through the upper thread guide, down to the bobbin winder tension assembly, up to the bobbin, and through one of the little holes in the bobbin, from the inside towards the outside. Hold that little tail and turn your, put several wraps of thread on your bobbin. All right. And actually, it's easier to do it before you put it on the bobbin winder. So put your thread through one of the little holes, hold that little tail, and put several wraps on the bobbin just to hold the thread in place while it winds. And the thread's going to go over the top of the bobbin as it winds. So you want to go on this way with the thread coming up and over the top. Turn it until the keeper drops into place. Press this down, and the release lever drops into the center of the bobbin. And as the bobbin winds, that lever raises until it reaches the point where the bobbin is full, and it clicks the whole thing loose, and so it stops winding. So we'll take up the slack. Now in the center of your hand wheel is a clutch knob. It's a chrome knob. You're going to turn it towards you about a quarter turn until you feel it hit its stop. Now the hand wheel can spin and turn the bobbin winder without making the whole machine cycle. Now here we go. Just give it a little gas, and don't go too fast, because the faster you go, the more chance you have of tangling your thread or spinning the spool and wrapping it around the spool pin under it, and simpler just to go a little bit easy. It's winding nice and even, back and forth. This should be about enough for a test. We're not going to wind a full bobbin. Reclutch your machine by tightening the chrome knob in the center of the hand wheel. Click this release lever up. Take your bobbin off, and with the thread coming off the top in this direction, that's important, guide the thread into the little slot on the side and up under the flat leaf spring on the bobbin case. And now when you pull the thread, you'll feel a little bit of drag on it. Again, holding that latch and with the little finger of the bobbin case pointing up, put it back on the spindle of the hook and push it all the way in until that little finger goes into place in the little cutout that's made for it. Oh, my needle's down in the needle hole, blocking it. Okay, so push it in until that the finger goes into its, there we go, until the finger goes into the notch it's made for it. Make sure it's all the way in so it doesn't drop back out while you're trying to sew. And now we're going to thread the machine. Put your spool on the spool pin. Go into the thread guide. Down between the two convex discs of the tension assembly. Catch this little thin check spring on your way up. And pull all the way up until your thread clicks into the notch here at the top of the tension assembly. Go around this big thread guide, then into your take-up lever from the right to the left. Then down into the next thread guide. Down to this thread guide and into the thread guide on the needle clamp. All right. I guess it goes in on the front. And then through the needle from the left to the right. It's actually easier sometimes to just tip the machine back and go in this way. Make sure your bobbin case clicks into place or it will drop back out and it's not going to work out real well for you. Hold your upper thread and the needle's going to take the thread down, wrap it around the bobbin, and bring your lower thread up. And there's your lower thread. Put your threads between the toes of the presser foot towards the back of the machine, and you're ready to sew. Got some denim here. We'll sew 2 layers of denim. Put your denim under the presser foot. Using the lever on the back, lower the presser foot onto the fabric. Hold your threads for the first couple stitches. Hold your threads for the first couple of stitches, and away you go. Excuse my bouncy table. It's a collapsible plastic traveling table. Okay. So there we have it.